Am I wrong for dating my former best friend's ex? How long does girl code last? If the situations were reversed, I genuinely don't think I would feel like I care. But now I'm second guessing myself. Was I supposed to reach out?
There are billions of people on this planet, and I get the whole close proximity thing. However, it's just like, how convenient. What were the intentions?
Recently, I found out his ex is telling people I broke girl code by dating him. For context, his ex and I used to be best friends.
I fear I'm going to be judged.
I was reading the story and I was like, I know how she feels about this. But I'm going to try to come up with hypotheticals to make you change your mind.
No, I might surprise you though. This is absolutely relatable, whether this has happened to us in high school or in adulthood. This is something that has happened to me, actually. I love her question about like, how long does girl code last? That's a great question.
Should it expire? Or do you think, out of respect, a quick, hey, met your ex, is there an expiration on girl code? Welcome to another episode of Love It for Debate. Thank you for hanging out with us and tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the last week's episodes. This week we got some new ones, of course. But before we go further, please hit that like and subscribe button. Help us keep growing. We appreciate you helping us grow up to this point. Help us on our goal to reach 1,000 subscribers. Okay, that's the next goal. We hit 500. We're trying to hit 1,000. So hit that like and subscribe button. And I am going to read our story today without further ado. I feel like it's one of those common ones. It's like the old, an old relatable one. I think we all have had this conversation at some point or another, or at least maybe even experienced this at one point or another.
All right.
So
we love relatable.
You know. Okay, let's get to it. Here we go. I'm 27 and I've been dating my boyfriend for almost a year. Everything between us has been great. But recently, I found out his ex is telling people I broke girl code by dating him. For context, his ex and I used to be best friends. We grew up together from elementary school through high school. We were extremely close, but after graduation, we went to different colleges. Our friendship slowly faded. There wasn't a fight or some dramatic falling out. We just started living different lives. Calls became occasional texts became birthday messages, and eventually we stopped talking altogether. He and I actually knew each other back in high school too, but we were never super close. Years later, he and I ran into each other, and eventually realized there was something there. I did think about the fact that he was her ex, but I also thought, this is someone I haven't had an actual friendship with for a while, and they've been broken up for years. So I didn't contact her or ask for permission. Recently, I posted my boyfriend on social media for the first time. Shortly afterwards, she blocked me. I understood that if seeing your ex with someone you used to be close to hurts, I can respect wanting to remove yourself from it. But then I went to a party and someone close to her approached me and said she and her friends had been talking badly about me. Apparently, she feels betrayed because we used to be best friends and believes I'm not a girl's girl for dating someone she once loved. That caught me off guard. Another part of me thinks, how long does girl code last? If the situations were reversed, I genuinely don't think I would feel like I care. But now I'm second guessing myself. How was I supposed to reach out? And am I wrong for dating my former best friend's ex?
Wow.
Kind of the old dating my homies, dating my homegirls ex thing, Thought there was some good questions in there. So
for sure, some really great questions. Ooh, I'm kind of like,
first reaction,
man, because things kept like changing as the story like went on. With like how I was feeling. I love her question about like, how long does girl code last?
That's a
great question.
That's actually the first kind of. It's actually the first question I was going to ask you. Do you want to tackle that, or do you want to do first reactions, or you want to tackle that?
We could do first reactions.
Like first reaction, straight out the door. What do you what do you feel? Like, how do you feel about these? You hear the story, boom, like you're immediately feeling.
Yeah. I fear I'm going to be judged.
I know, because I was reading the story and I was like, I know how she feels about this. But I'm going to try to come up with hypotheticals to make you change your mind. I swear, because I was like, I know her. I know how she feels about this.
No, I might surprise you though, because
really?
I might surprise you.
Okay.
And you're right. This is absolutely relatable, whether like this has happened to us like in high school or in like adulthood.
Yeah.
This is something that has happened to me, actually.
Yeah.
And
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it's happened to me. However,
Okay.
I am very mature and I am a cool ass girl and I did not care.
Yeah. Okay.
But my first reaction was time has like went on and you're not friends with the person anymore.
Yeah.
Life has happened. And sometimes sorry, I don't know. It's just the craziest thing because I feel like there's so many fish in the sea and it's kind of like, what are the odds that is like your soulmate, the person that like was dating, your
What if
your ex-best friend?
Maybe that's how the soulmate gets
I
introduced.
don't know.
Maybe maybe the weird way the universe turned was like, okay, if we introduce her to him, soon enough they'll break up and then she'll meet the love of her. You know what I mean? I'm being funny.
I see what you're saying. So I don't know. That's why I'm like I'm kind of torn because sometimes I feel like we don't owe people anything.
Okay. Right.
Like if that person is not in your circle, like if you are not close with them and like you haven't spoken to them in like years, like you don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know that there's girl code involved as well. So maybe let's tackle that.
Well, I do want to tackle that, but before that, couple of things with some things that you said. This you have been through this. There's a couple alterations here. I didn't want to get into hypotheticals too quickly because I don't know your exact situation. I know the exact situation, but first things first. The way the breakup occurred, right? Like you and your ex just like couldn't stand each other, right? So you had like no. You know, not all breakups are bad breakups.
Yeah.
So it could have been like a broken heart. Could have been like, you know what I mean? Could have been something like that.
That's
like,
a good point.
I don't know. I don't think your heart was broken.
No.
Actually, I think you broke the heart.
I broke the heart.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not proud of it, but I was the one who broke the heart.
Yeah. So I do think that's a slight that matters. I don't know. She didn't say specifically in the story like how they broke up. So I don't know. You know, I do think maybe that I won't say it matters. It should matter, but it may matter to them, right?
Yeah.
So how they broke up, I feel like there was another slight difference. How you guys broke up, and then no, I think that was kind of like the main one. So there was like not really a relationship between y'all. I did want to ask though. You say okay. And I wasn't going to get into this either yet, but you say you could care less, right? That she started dating your ex, right? Which I think ties into you clearly didn't have like the feelings there; they were like totally gone.
Right.
Matter of fact, you had probably one or two boyfriends since then.
Yeah.
Prior to me. And you say I didn't care, but is there kind of like a slight? Is there a slight annoyance, like in terms of I don't really care about him, but it's just the principle.
Yeah,
like we were friends.
I can see that.
What, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like there was any of that there, like internally, where it's like you're not gonna own up to it because you don't want it to feel like you still cared about him, but more so that like why though? Like just the principle, like because it's like your character, right? Your character's in play here, because of all the guys, we were best friends and you started dating like my ex out of nowhere. And you know what I mean? One of the points I was going to get to towards the end, and I don't even know if I want to tackle it just yet, but is about if the deciphering whether she still has feelings for the boyfriend or if it is about kind of like, that was once my friend. Am I more upset that, you chose him out of everybody? Because the question you would ask would be, if he were to date somebody else, would she still be upset? And that would let you know between the two is if she still like has feelings for him or if she's more just annoyed with the friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like if she would not be upset if he just started dating a random stranger, then yes, it's not about the boyfriend. It actually is about her, like her feeling some sort of girl code breaking or disloyalty or something like that. Now, if she would still be upset regardless of who he dated, then it's like, okay, this isn't even about me. This is about
yeah, exactly.
I wasn't going to get into that part yet. Let's talk about. Do you have anything to say there?
I don't know. I have like.
Well, I don't even think you answered my question.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
We jumped into that one.
Yeah,
Hold on. What was your?
So the question is, yes, you didn't. You say you don't care. You didn't care. Because clearly, like, you didn't have feelings for him. But was there a slight annoyance in terms of just like, really, dude, out of like everybody? Was there like a just kind of an annoyance of out of everybody you chose to go, like knowing that we were friends?
I think like, yeah, I think for me, it was definitely one of those, like I had mentioned in the first reaction, like out of all the men.
Yeah.
Like how convenient that it's like my ex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just find it is just really interesting when you think about it. Like there are billions of people on this planet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I get like the whole like close proximity thing. Like we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
However, it's just like how convenient. It's just one of those, like, I think that was like more so like my reaction.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's like so interesting. Like how in the hell did that come about? Like, you know, like it makes you wonder like who approached who, like how and you know, like what were the intentions?
Yeah.
But like I'm also so chill that like I so quickly like just got off of it.
Yeah.
Interesting situation. Like she did like ask me for like my blessing or like permission.
That is true. And this girl did not.
So like, yeah, exactly. So like that was, you know, I guess like there is some sort of like girl code to be followed. Like, you know,
she definitely followed the girl code. The question is, what if you were like, no, I don't approve? that's where
like,
the real test comes in.
Literally, what
like,
do you
are
do?
you just asking me to, you know,
to just like kind of like rub it in my face?
Well, no,
maybe,
not
or
even
just
that,
kind of
but
like,
more to like. To say you did it, right?
Yeah.
Just to cover the bases.
Because like you would.
Well,
like,
I asked her
if you like really like the guy, you wouldn't just be like, oh, like, listen here. I spoke to your ex. She did not give me the blessing, so this is where it stops. No, I don't see that happening. But
all right. Anything else?
No.
Girl code expiration.
Expiration.
Is there an expiration on girl code?
Like okay. And I'm trying to think about just the situation where like nothing bad happened, you know, because obviously some friendships fall apart in a terrible way. But going your separate ways, you know, I just think that I still think that it still stands that like you really, like if time has passed and you two literally have not spoken in so long.
Yeah.
Like of course there's like a respect factor.
Sure.
But then I'm like in my mind, I'm like, can you tell I'm like struggling? I'm like, this is like kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this is something.
To narrow it down, I think would make this a little bit easier because it's like, when does it expire? Obviously, if it was like 2 months later, we'd say, yeah, maybe you should say something. If it was a year later, maybe. If it was 3 years later, I don't know. 5 years later, okay, we're kind of like 8 years, and it's like,
it's just,
you know
like,
what I mean? It's
so,
like,
yeah.
But who sets that boundary, right? So the real question, I guess, is, should it expire, or do you think just like out of the principle, out of respect, out of just quote unquote girl code, a quick, hey, you know, met your ex, and not even maybe posing it as a question, but more so like I'm just making you aware.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because I think posing it as a question is like disingenuous because you're not probably going to act on their answer if it was one that you weren't, You know, it's not like Andy asking for some girl's father for her hand in marriage, where like he doesn't, you don't get the blessing. You're like, all right, I guess I get married, right? It's like I was really gonna date him anyways, so so it's like, is there a point where you just don't feel? I guess this at the end of the day, like, is courtesy maybe matters. How much does courtesy matter? Should there be some sort of courtesy here? You already said earlier it's not owed, and I agree with that. I agree, because that was kind of like my first inkling. It was like, at the end of the day, scratch all of this. You don't owe nobody shit, right? But but we're talking just on good character, being a good human,
respecting others, the things that we're taught.
With that being said, do you think it always requires maybe just a reach out or a phone call? Or do you think 20 years later, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think maybe early on, if that were to happen, which if it happened early on, I think that would be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's so fresh. It's what are you doing? Were you waiting?
Yeah.
Were you just waiting around?
Yeah.
For us to break up, and for you to take my place, that. I think that's when women really are what what the hell's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
But if time has truly passed, and then there's no feelings involved, you've healed from whatever, from the relationship, I think at that point, it really shouldn't matter. I honestly would be weirded out if years have passed and then somebody reaches out and is like, hey, I just wanted to make you aware that I'm dating so and so.
It does get weird after a certain amount of time as well, because it's I don't care. Don't call me about that. But it's I
would literally be that is such a strange thing. Do you think that I still like this guy or something?
No.
Why would you feel the need to
That's true,
to reach out? You know what I mean? Even though maybe their intentions were to not make me feel blindsided.
Yeah.
But I can assure you I wouldn't be blindsided.
Yeah.
If an ex popped up,
yeah,
and they were dating a best friend of mine even now or something, I wouldn't even think anything of
right.
it. No, you know what I mean?
Because it would be it would be weird. Some people would be somebody hit me up, and an ex I had in high school, I would definitely be bro, calm down. Now I will say I'll get a couple of things. Number one, we do have a kind of a bro code in our group. Now we're close. We talk, we talk consistently. But even in that, right? There's and not all guys follow this, but there's this, ask, right? Especially if he's ever talked to, messed with, done anything. If you knew if you knew that your friend and this person has had some sort of relationship, connection, intimacy, whatever, you got to ask first.
Yeah.
And then now I'm the type where it's once I kind of find out you have, you're kind of just off limits, unless it's years later or something like that.
Right.
And I don't think I've ever ran into that, but yes, I think, but yes, we kind of follow this code where you got to ask. And the other person, if they give you, now if the person says, yeah, I don't care, we're good, they're not allowed to get mad.
Yeah. No,
because men are getting egotistical about it.
Oh, for sure.
They'll say yeah, but they really don't mean yeah. And then it's nah, you said yeah, bro, and don't be mad that, you know what I mean, that I was able to do it, because your ego told you that, you said yeah, but you didn't think I would pull this off, right? Or if I was going to be able to get with her or hit or whatever.
You guys are so funny.
I know, guys are funny.
I feel we women are a little different though.
Sure.
I mean, I don't see, of course, we have girl code, but it's really not the most common thing for women to be dating the same guys.
Sure.
So when it does happen, I think that is why it is a shock.
Yeah.
For women or friends, because it's that's
I've
just
definitely
not...
made two girls not like each other, because I dated both of them and they were friends and family. I've done it to family too. I know, this a long time ago.
You are just
and they definitely fell out, for sure.
Oh no,
they definitely fell out. Yeah, they broke girl code for sure. I will say, I've been made aware of people from my high school or people that I knew maybe were friends with at one time or were close to, at least in a sense at one time, finding out me and my ex weren't together anymore. and then like hitting on her. And I definitely found that weird.
Yeah.
Like not that I, obviously because it wasn't like, oh, like it wasn't like, I still have feelings and this hurts my feelings. It was the character thing. It was like a principle thing.
Yeah.
It was like y'all kind of know the dynamic there, like the longevity of the relationship. Obviously, I won't get into it because I don't want to expose too much, but it's like, and then you like randomly hit on her when
it's like
it's weird, right?
It's slimy work because like when you think about it, like they don't just like feel that way out of nowhere,
right?
So it just makes you think like, okay, when we were together, you were thinking about that the whole time. Absolutely,
for sure.
And so that is just like really slimy to me.
Yeah. Plus, it's like it's insulting because it's like, now in what world do you think you was gonna get?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just playing. I'm being.
It's just like so weird though, because I feel like this is like common with like guys, like you know what I mean?
But definitely. No, I've definitely had like, and that's not the only time that's ever happened. Like me breaking up with a girl and then like her being introduced to people that like they would have never seen her before.
Yeah.
And then finding out that we're not together no more, and then now they kind of have at least an opening, not an opening, but they at least have had some sort of conversation with them where they do try and hit on her. Oh, that's definitely happened to me. You know what I mean? And it's always weird. It's always just, again, it's not about, I still have feelings for this person, or it's just a principle thing. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I guess I don't get mad or anything because at the end of the day, I don't feel like I'm owed anything. But yeah, it just makes me look at you sideways.
I think that it definitely is just more so like you're showing like who you are.
Yeah. I don't move that way. That's weird. I just don't.
No, that's like, it's very strange behavior.
Yeah. And I'm saying that things can't come natural. You run into somebody at a party or at a door, and then you weirdly hit it off, and you're just like, the heart loves who it loves. But yeah. So, just kind of on my end, more of my experience with that definitely has happened. Definitely have felt a way about it. But again, more about the character thing.
Yeah.
I guess the next thing is, obviously we haven't talked in a long time, but what if maybe we did fall off when we went to college, but what if like once a year we hang out like for birthdays or once, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have a strong relationship, but every so often, like we check in, hey girl, how you doing? You know what I mean? Is obviously we probably would agree that there's a call to be made. But the other question is, is the ex off limits at this point?
Yeah.
That we still carry on this, like, again, not close relationship. Again, it could be once a year that like on my birthday, when everybody comes, you're invited and you come. But then we don't talk for the rest of the year. Like, just to kind of play with the scenario a little bit.
No,
is there
that's
a world where the ex becomes off limits, or there's a deeper or longer conversation to be had?
I think at that point, the ex is definitely off limits.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Because like you still, I feel like you still care about each other enough to like meet up, for like the birthday or like whatever the case is.
Sure.
I have friends who like I love dearly and I don't see them often, and I don't talk to them for like many months. So they know I love them so much. If you're watching, I love you dearly. But like, life is lifing, and like maybe I don't see them but like once a year.
Yeah.
If that. There would still be that like girl code.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. I think that's a good answer.
It would definitely be like
at the end of the
limits.
no, for sure. At the end of the day, these are all like social norms, right? Like there's
Yeah.
no contractual thing going on here, so that's what just makes this a little bit. It's all objective. You can't really.
It is.
You can't say in stone. Some people will see it as slimy. Some people will see, there's nothing wrong with this, or I don't owe nobody nothing, or there's a lot of different answers here. So I just I feel like it's a fun kind of scenario, and again, it's one of those common date my girl's ex or something like that.
No, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Especially because my initial reaction, I was like so like torn because I was just like, I don't know. But maybe there are like levels to it.
Sure.
As like we're talking, like I'm starting to realize like, okay, maybe there are like some scenarios that can happen where like, like it might be okay. But then other scenarios where it's like, no.
And you don't think, if you know, you use the word off limits. Somebody's off limits. I mean, you don't think there's cases where you end up being like extremely compatible with somebody and they just happen to have dated like one of your friends and it just sucks because, you know, we can go a long time in life and not meet somebody we're like extremely compatible with, right? You know what I mean? Dating is hard, right?
That's true.
Dating is hard. So, you know, sometimes, especially these days, you find one that works, you know, you kind of latch on a little bit.
You do.
And I'm not saying, you know, obviously sometimes, you know, things could just be off limits, but there is a factor there where, yes, it's like, okay, how rare is it that, you know, you found your soulmate because it was my ex? But you could be extremely compatible with somebody. Again, the time I did date somebody and I ended up dating their friend, it was because I was like, when I met their friend, we just had a much better connection.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like their personality matched mine a little bit. Like ours was more of like a physical attraction, but then like their friend and they're both like beautiful girls, but I just, you know, the friend, like her personality just kind of came through a lot more. And I was like, oh man.
Is this the friends that you broke up?
Yeah.
You're terrible.
But you know, it's just, it was like the friend had not a better personality, but one that just matched mine a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's kind of weird. I mean, it's like
I could see it.
Now you're stuck because it's like, damn, I get along with the friend better. You know.
Yeah.
So now I know there's better out there than the girl I'm actually dating.
Damn.
It just happens to be. It's like because at that point, you can't just carry on with the relationship because now you like somebody more than her, even if maybe you can't be with them. You know, does friendship supersede, you know, love? I don't know. Again, all these social contracts, it's hard to maneuver through, and so many things can change. And I think there's arguments to be maybe made on both sides. I don't know.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a really tough one.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like, even though, like I say, like, yes, there are so many people out there, you did make a good point as far as like you can go a long time without actually like meeting someone who you are compatible with. I like to say exes are exes for a reason. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's what I thought you were going to originally say, because you're the type, it's like, once they're my ex, I don't even care. Like, I'm not even, you can do whatever you want.
I literally, that's what, like, I don't care. Yeah. I think my initial reaction, if anybody is like wondering why I was so torn, is because I'm a woman. And sometimes I feel like I need to speak for women. And I do want people to understand that, like, my brain is a little different.
Yeah.
But I really do try to, like.
Yeah, but the question is, like, you say that, but I mean, if me and you, I mean, we've been together for a long time and we didn't work out. If I just started dating like a very close friend of yours, there's no world.
Would it be like immediately after though?
Let's say it was a year later.
A year later?
I think you'd feel away.
That would still be fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, even like when a friendship ends, a year of a friendship ending, I feel like you are still in like the healing process. Like, you don't heal from things like very quickly, even if it didn't like end like quickly.
No.
Or like in like a negative like way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you still have to like go through the, you know, like when you and your friends stop talking, like things you're like kind of adjusting to life without that friend.
Yeah.
So I think that a year, like, I would be like, what the hell is this? Like, what is going on?
You definitely feel it.
Many years later,
and you didn't talk to the friend, you might be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I feel like, okay, well, he's my ex for a reason. We didn't work, like we weren't compatible, or like whatever the case is. And so maybe like that, you know, that could be his person, that could be her person. Like, I really do like view it in that way.
Yeah.
This scenario, the situation that happened to me as well.
Yeah.
They're married. Like, okay, like you found your person in my best friend.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I guess it can happen.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Anything else there?
No, but did I explain myself correctly? Like when it came to just me being torn in the beginning?
I get it.
I couldn't get my words
You're
out
over here
because I
trying
was
to
just
be
like,
yeah. You're trying to be like
I'm like, oh, but the girls,
active,
like I want
the
to
feminist, the feminist
the girls.
activist.
But then at the same time, I feel like we as women, like, kind of need to be like, you know what? Like, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is my ex for a reason. We didn't work out. I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
And she's no longer my best friend. And I swear to you guys, it is the most freeing feeling when you can care less about
That
what
is
other
true.
people are doing.
No, that's a good point.
Seriously.
No, it's a good point, because while you may have some sort of jurisdiction in terms of feeling like a courtesy was owed to you, or at the end of the day, internally, if you are able to find a route where you actually genuinely didn't care, it's actually a much better kind of
Yes.
response to this. It'd be much more of a freeing feeling.
Absolutely.
You'd feel more, you wouldn't feel so tied down, and it wouldn't affect you as much or at all. So, I mean, that would probably be, if I was giving advice to the friend who felt betrayed, that would be my advice. Find your way internally of being okay with this, because if we're really being honest, even if you're just upset with the friend because of them not notifying you or breaking girl code, like, what are we really talking about? It's not that significant in the grand scheme of things.
1,000%.
Like, you broke girl code.
Yeah. And I just,
the expectation and the entitlement is unnecessary. I get it, because we all try to subscribe to these social norms of of girl code or a guy code, and the respect factor and the loyalty factor and the courtesy factor. Totally understandable. We just want humans to be good humans. But also, if you could find kind of that more of a nonchalant, this doesn't affect me as much, because technically it really doesn't affect me, especially like if you move forward, if you're in a relationship and you're happy,
it's like
it really shouldn't matter as much. There have definitely been times where, like, a friend of mine has hollered at a like ex, and like I did kind of look at it sideways, and then I was like, whatever,
because like, what's it gonna change?
It
Are you
changes
gonna
nothing.
like run back to that ex and be like, actually, I changed my mind? Like,
right?
no.
Especially if it's somebody you don't talk to. I could see if it was somebody you talk to, because it's not. Then it becomes not about really the relationship. It doesn't become about the ex or them. It becomes more about their character and their I guess maybe loyalty. I don't even want to use such a strong word to you, because those could permeate through situations later on. It doesn't always have to be like a relationship thing. It's like, are you going to be loyal to me in this situation, or are you going to have my back, or are you going to be honest with me and upfront with me, or are you going to do disingenuous things to me? Because now that makes sense in terms of why you would question it if you guys were close, or if you did have like a consistent relationship, and they go behind your back and date your ex, or they fall for your ex and don't tell you. Because yes, at that point, I got to question you because you're in my circle. Far removed from my circle, different scenario. You don't affect things in my life. There's not a world where I need to depend on you and need your loyalty to matter or be of a concern. Yeah, so I could see, at that point, it's more of an internal probably issue that you should work out. You're not entitled to have it, but you're just trying to find a way to move past it, because it's just better for you all around. Last thing I want to, anything on top of that? Anything?
No, nothing to add.
And we discussed this before. One of the things she said in her story was, if the situation was reversed, I genuinely don't think I would care. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
In terms of a situation not affecting you, so you thinking that it shouldn't matter if I do it. Not acknowledging that, what matters to you, or what's important to you, just because it's not important to me, doesn't mean I shouldn't, I should deem it unimportant. Right. Because the things that may be of value to you.
Yes. Yeah.
It shouldn't matter, like, what's of value to me. So I think that's something definitely to address in terms of, we use it in defense all the time. I wouldn't be mad if you did it, right? Or I wouldn't be mad if you did it to me. So like, why are you mad that it? Well, because we're different people.
Yeah.
Right. Like this because this affects me. Right? Like especially, you know, let's say for instance, you know, birthdays are unimportant to me, but really important to you. Right. Or anniversaries. Right.
Yeah.
Guys do it all. Guys do this all the time.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
With anniversaries.
And it's like, well, I wouldn't care if you forgot our anniversary. But I forget it. I forget our anniversary. I forget, you know, that matters to you.
Right.
So me saying to you, well, I wouldn't care if you forgot. It's just super disingenuous.
It is,
it's like,
yeah.
why the fuck should that matter?
Yeah. Like, why are you so upset? Like, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And it's like, yeah, but I do. And I'm allowed to care because it's important to me.
It's important to me. And then you should, like, take that and be like, okay, well, you know, it's important to you. So, like, that should then, like, it doesn't have to be, like, your number one. But also, you do have to put forth the effort, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, you want to ensure that your partner's needs are handled.
Yeah, and I think, no, absolutely. I think we shouldn't use ourselves like as a reference point to, you know, predict how other people should
a great
respond,
point.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like people forget, like, we all are humans, and we all are so different.
Yeah.
Like, we do not think the same.
Yes.
And I feel like you've cracked the code, like, once you, like, figure that out and you start to understand, like,
perspective and objectivity is everything. It's really everything. Like, this goes into kind of my overreacting points. You know, that I like to say is like, you're not allowed to tell me that I'm overreacting.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to tell me how to react to, so you don't know how important this was to me or is to me. You don't get to deem the extent of my reaction.
And during, like, arguments, we do that like all the time.
Yeah, short of me, like, you know, abusing you or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, of course.
Cussing you out or being
course.
disrespectful. You don't get to tell me like my meter of, you know, sadness or anger or, you know, effectiveness in terms. Yeah, we do it all the time in arguments, you know, people just in general. And like you said, good rule of thumb is kind of like, stop using your reference point to kind of set the standard for what's offensive and what's not. What offends you, man, this is a whole different point, because it's like just society in general. You see it all the time, because it's like, why are they so offended by this? Why is this group of people offended by this? You know, you guys are so sensitive. And it's like, yeah, but if we turn the tables and find something you're sensitive about and offend the shit out of you with it, you don't have the same rhetoric, right?
Yeah. Oh, that is so true. Even like,
so this is kind of a micro, you know, example, but it leads to larger kind of, you know, it leads to larger issues at hand when we do use our own kind of our own personal emotional threshold as a reference point to how people, you know, should behave or react, or how emotional somebody should get about something, or how much something should offend somebody, you know. And I know all the girl said was, I wouldn't get mad about this. Why is she? I know it's such a small thing to say, but it really means a lot more than people, I think, realize.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's something that, like, we all should learn, like, as humans.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you want a healthy relationship, or even, like, healthy friendships as well, like, understanding that is so important.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's the whole thing behind, like, empathy, right? It's like, I feel bad that this happened to you, because I can imagine, you know, like, I haven't gone through this, especially like when it comes to something that you could go through that I may never imagine, right? Imagine you had a miscarriage, right? It's like, I don't know how that feels, and I never will, and it sounds upsetting, right? But it's definitely going to be more upsetting for you than me, and we don't walk around being like, dude, get over it. It's like a miscarriage, right? It's like, you kind of understand the sensitivity of it, even if you don't know how it feels. Men will never, you know, we don't know how periods feel. We don't know how miscarriages feel. You know, usually for us, we have to try to, like, live vicariously through you, because it's like, she's upset, so this must be a very upsetting thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, I hear, you know, when friends are having trouble having kids and stuff like that. Like, I always feel bad. I don't know what it feels like, but I can imagine that's a harsh thing, and I don't know how it feels going through it. But definitely, it's like, I don't know. But to be nonchalant about it and act like, and be offensive about it is it's just a shitty way to be human.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, it's we just ascribe different meanings and values to the same event, and I think if we can go through life trying to consider that, trying to take it in consideration in everything that we do, it would help a lot more. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would just help us maneuver and be kind to people, and take into consideration and have good discernment and make good judgment calls and decisions. It's one of the reasons I think that the country in itself is divided now. Again, it's not to serious this out because she didn't say anything too major, but it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, when people can't understand your side, they just chalk it up to you're mad about nothing, and it's like. Am I? Because I can find a scenario that would upset the shit out of you.
Of course.
And it wouldn't matter to me, and I can make you feel, you know what I mean? It's like we can play this game all day, but we don't want to. I try to teach our daughter the golden rule. We had a whole conversation earlier about the golden rule, and I was just like, treat others how you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
I know that cliche, of course, but
it just holds so true.
It will always resonate. It will always hold true. So, I think, I don't know. I think that's, do you have anything else to add this? It's like, we talked about the betrayal portion, and I did put on here how, the way they broke up matters, right?
Yeah.
It's like that could, or it could matter. Yeah. So, no, I guess I think that's really all I wanted to cover. I don't know if we ever really answered, should you date your friend's ex, your ex best friend's ex? I think we did. I mean, we covered some good ground.
Yeah, I think that we covered it pretty well. Yeah, because I think with that question there, it's I guess it just depends. It depends on the timeline.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's what it is though, is how much time has passed and it's just so this one was really interesting.
It's
and
interesting when you break it down,
me.
because we always kind of we chalk this one up to we always have a sudden immediate don't date your don't date your ex's friend, but then it's like, okay, let's add a bunch of, or don't date your friend's ex. Sorry. But then it's like, okay, but let's add some context to that. Let's add some hypotheticals. There's a lot to add.
I swear there's probably context to add to a lot of these.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I could see it would be so fun to pick those apart.
Yeah.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like not everything is black and white.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And sometimes we're taught things can be black and white. You just don't do this. Don't do it because
yeah, for sure.
It's just not something that we do. But then also there are certain scenarios
definitely
that maybe it is okay to do it.
And I think it's really important to consider those scenarios when you are deciding on something, when you are making a decision, when you are doing something that might affect somebody else. Mm-hmm. Again, I know that this scenario is one of those, she doesn't talk to the girl anymore, so forth and so on. But just in everyday life, we make a lot of decisions that affect people, and it becomes one of those, how much do you consider the hypothetical of what if this person's going and I do this on a micro level, again, in terms of, somebody that cut me off in traffic, what if they're rushing to a sick child at the hospital?
Yeah.
Right? Because if that was you rushing to a sick child at the hospital, you're cutting everybody off too.
Yeah.
And I know it's don't put everybody's life in danger, right? But it's one of those, are we, how mad are we getting about certain things when we don't consider perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So.
Yeah. I love that we broke this down.
Yeah. Fun scenario.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully the girls don't hate me too much.
Yeah, let us know how you feel. I mean, what do you feel on this? It's a very common topic. Have you ever had it happen to you before? And if you haven't, what do you think you would? How would you behave if your best friend did it, or if a friend you used to be friends with? You think it's just she's just tripping, she shouldn't care at all? I feel like we broke it down. So consider the things that we've actually said, and and then maybe answer the question. Other than that,
also I want to know how long, how
girl code expiration date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have a girl code expiration date?
Yeah.
I would love to know that.
Sure. Sure.
Not for my personal reasons. So my friend, I'm not in hot water with my friends, but I would genuinely like to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, I got a good. Yeah. Listen, We got a good friend. We got a good friend. He started dating one of our homies' exes, and that didn't turn out pretty. It didn't turn out pretty. So
No,
that was
it
that was a
didn't.
whole thing. Anyways, not to get into that, but yeah, if nothing else, then we appreciate you guys hanging out, and please hit that like and subscribe button again. Thank you for tuning in to Love Up for Debate. Don't forget to email us with some stories if you have any. Feel free to loveupfordebate@gmail.com. Other than that, we will see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.